Now, the next thing we're going to look at is something that's called a ratio, a rate, or proportion. And what we have are ways of comparing something to something else, and they're quite familiar to you. You have 15 Fords to 25 Chevrolets, 16 conservative to 14 liberals, 15 basketballs to 8 baseballs. But comparing some unit to another unit. We have two different terms that you want to be familiar with. One is called a ratio and the other is called a rate. They're the same kind of thing, but the difference is that a ratio compares same things. You're comparing 15 arrows to 25 arrows. But with the rate, we're comparing different things. So we're going to compare 25 arrows to 65, say, baseballs. There are different things. The same thing applies whether it's a value of something like arrows or basketballs or a unit like miles or kilograms or whatever it might be. So we have to learn that there's a differentiation between these two. It just has to do with the units. Okay, a proportion shows whether two ratios or rates are proportional. And we'll get to that in a minute. But in writing these, you can write them several different ways. You can 4 to 9, 4 with a colon. You'll see this representing a ratio or a rate, or 4 to 9 is a fraction. It can be represented in any of these three ways. A proportion just says is 3/4 proportional. We do that with double colon like this to 6/8. Well, we don't know if it's proportion by looking at it, but we can do a thing. Remember when we were looking at doing the cancellation, cross-cancellation fractions, we do the same thing here, except we're going to multiply. We're going to multiply 3 times 8 gives me 24, and 4 times 6 gives me 24. When you cross multiply, if you get the same product, then they are considered as being proportional. And that's one of the ways of solving a proportion. Okay.